At 57, the story of Roy Jones Jr. feels both inspiring and heartbreaking for millions of fans who once watched him dominate the boxing world with unbelievable speed, power, and confidence. During the peak of his career, Roy Jones Jr. was not just a champion but a once-in-a-generation athlete whose style inside the ring seemed almost impossible to replicate. Born with extraordinary reflexes and natural talent, he quickly rose through the ranks of professional boxing and began building a reputation as one of the most exciting fighters the sport had ever seen. Fans around the world were amazed by his ability to dodge punches with his hands down, strike from unexpected angles, and knock out opponents with explosive power. Many believed he was nearly unbeatable during his prime. Roy Jones Jr. made history by winning world titles in multiple weight divisions, eventually achieving something extremely rare when he moved up to the heavyweight division and captured a championship there as well. This incredible accomplishment cemented his legacy as one of the most versatile fighters in boxing history. For years, commentators and analysts spoke about his brilliance, often comparing him to some of the greatest legends the sport had ever produced. However, boxing is a sport where time eventually catches up with everyone, even the most extraordinary champions. After reaching the highest point of his career, Roy Jones Jr. faced a gradual decline that many fans found difficult to watch. The same speed and reflexes that once made him unstoppable slowly began to fade as the years passed. Instead of stepping away at the height of his success, he continued fighting, driven by his love for boxing and the identity he had built inside the ring. Each new fight carried the weight of his legendary past, and every defeat reminded people that even the greatest athletes cannot escape aging. Fans who once celebrated his dominance began to feel a deep sense of sadness seeing their hero struggle against younger fighters. It was not just about wins or losses anymore. It was about watching a legend continue in a sport that had already taken so much from him. Despite the criticism and concern from some supporters, Roy Jones Jr. never lost the belief that made him famous in the first place. His confidence and determination remained strong, showing the mindset that helped him become a champion. Outside the ring, he began exploring new roles that allowed him to stay connected to the sport he loved. He worked as a boxing commentator and analyst, offering expert insight into fights and helping fans understand the technical side of the sport. His charisma and knowledge made him a respected voice in the boxing community. Roy Jones Jr. also pursued music and entertainment, proving that his talents extended beyond the boxing ring. Yet even with these new opportunities, the physical and emotional toll of such a long career could not be ignored. Boxing is one of the most demanding and dangerous sports in the world, and fighters often carry the consequences of their careers long after the final bell rings. Fans who look back at Roy Jones Jr.'s journey today remember the dazzling athlete who once seemed untouchable, a fighter who could dominate opponents in ways few had ever seen before. At the same time, they recognize the sacrifices and struggles that came with such greatness. The tragedy many people talk about now is not simply about his later fights or the losses that followed his prime years. Instead, it reflects the bittersweet reality of professional sports, where extraordinary talent and unforgettable success often come with a heavy personal cost. Roy Jones Jr. gave nearly everything to the sport of boxing, dedicating decades of his life to entertaining fans and chasing greatness. His story shows both the glory and the pain that exist in the world of elite athletics. While time may have changed the fighter he once was, the memories of his incredible performances remain unforgettable for those who watched him during his prime. For many fans, Roy Jones Jr. will always be remembered as one of the most electrifying champions boxing has ever seen, even as his later years remind people of the difficult reality that every legend must eventually face.